Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, February the 6th, 2024. Tuesday, February 6th, the 6th. Before I begin, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can find out when I do these daily recaps and hit that notification bell so you can receive notices. Well, let's dive right in. Robert, of course, goes to speak to John Cates about releasing Anna, because pretty much is this. Now, remember what Robert said to Diane, right? Now, Anna is not the crime boss that Sonny is, but according to Robert, justice is justice, the law is law, right? Well, Anna and Jordan were trying to do their little own undercover sting, unauthorized. And like John said, they blew one of my best leads. So it's obstruction of justice. Look, that's enough for Nina, right? Nina will be calling Diamond. Those two obstructed justice. Oh my goodness, right? So Robert says, look, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to release Anna, Arthur Anna. And he looks and goes, she and Jordan cost me my best lead, months of work. And he goes, look, Anna is the mother of my child. And I can't have her in jail. Oh, we got to make a deal so you can let her and Jordan go. And so he says, and by you, she goes, they are withholding information from me, because they were saying that if I would bring them in on the investigation, they had some information to share. But I gave them a little info and they really didn't tell me nothing. They're holding back, which could also be interfering with my investigation. So Robert said, and you think having her in a cell is going to make her talk? No. He says, I tell you what, release her, release them, release her. I'll take full responsibility for them. And I will convince them to share with you. So John said, okay. And you know what? It's also interesting. They're saying John Cates because they don't want to bring up Jagger. But my whole thing is, since it's a completely different actor, completely different race, going by a completely different name, they didn't have to bring up the name Cates, did they? This FBI agent that nobody has seen before could have been John Campanella, you know, John Coates, John anything. That was stupid. So, needless to say, Robert and John make a deal. Unbeknownst to Dante, who's downstairs talking to Anna and Jordan, and he's like, "Would you two like to fill me in on what's going on?" See, Dante's talking to two women who both of them were his boss. Remember when Anna was the commissioner and Jordan was undercover, but reporting to Anna? And then when Jordan came out of being undercover, she worked for Anna. Anna was the commissioner. And then Jordan gets the job. Well, commissioner, chief of police, but when Anna had it, chief of police, and she was over the chief of detectives as well. Remember when Jordan took the job, she was chief of police, chief of detectives. But then when she had that accident and went down to one kidney and could only come back to work part-time, she kept chief of detectives, and Mac took chief of police. Or one of the, they split it. Who took whatever took whatever. But I think Anna was over, Jordan was over the detectives because detectives are the next level above the police cops. So, but now Anna came right back into play. So Robert comes downstairs and says, you two are released because Dante talks to him and they tell him, what happened and how the FBI, just as they were getting the information, they come in and ruin it, ruin our progress. According to the women, they were the ones. Their investigation was getting ruined, right? So Dante and Anna says, look, I need you to convince John Cates to drop the charges so we can get out of here. He goes, what? And then go right back into danger? Look, Anna's like, I am not going to stop looking into this. But we could get nowhere from this jail cell. So Dante looks at them both and says, okay, I'm going to see what I can do. So he comes upstairs, and that was right when Robert and John were, making the deal. And so the ladies, that's when Robert goes down and he brings them back up. So Anna comes into the room and John is getting ready to read her and Jordan the riot act as into, they are not to get involved with this investigation again, yada, yada, yada. So Anna looks at him and Anna is like, well, that's absolutely not what's going to happen here. And he looked at her. He said, so in other words, you're going to defy my order? She says, I don't report to you. And I'm going to use all of my resources available to me to investigate. And he's like, what is that supposed to mean? She goes, oh, you know what? No, to investigate as the chief of police. Or she may have even said the, police commissioner. As the police commissioner. And he looked at her. She says, yeah, that's right. Mayor Collins offered me the job a couple days ago. And I told her I had to think about it, even though remember, we all know Anna told Laura, no, thank you, but no. She says, I told her I had to think about it. Well, that time sitting in a jail cell made me think about it. So I accepted the job. I love it. I said, oh, okay. See, now Anna finally is stopped, the whole feeling sorry for herself, doubting everything. Oh, she was just such a weak little thing. Now Anna is becoming Anna again. And she says, so we can either work this case in the spirit of cooperation or not. And I was like, all right, now that's the Anna I know and love, right? Cool, Anna. So Sonny had Brick come over. And Brick is talking, and Sonny's like, Brick, I'm beginning to feel it's somebody in my organization. And Brick is like, yes. I mean, unfortunately, it could be. He says, but I've vetted everybody, Sonny. And it's somebody, it does lend to look like it, just to have that knowledge of your island and all of that. It's somebody. He says, I'm thinking Dex. Because Brick has never trusted Dex, ever, right? And so Sonny's like, no, Dex was very instrumental in doing this, that, and the other. And I gave Dex a very, very sensitive task. Remember when he wanted Dex to kill Cyrus? He goes, and he was going through with it till I got there and stopped him. He says, I know, Sonny. Because first, the way Sonny's saying, yeah, it's somebody close to me. And I can't rule anybody out. And Brick is sitting there, and then he's kind of like, wait, do you think I'm the one? Oh, he was getting ready to, to go lamb on Sonny, right? After all we've been through, you gonna suspect me? And Sonny's like, no. He goes, I didn't think it was you. He's like, good, because it's not me. Right? So my whole thing is, I'm thinking about it. Wasn't this the first time Dex has been to Sonny's Island? Because he didn't go for Sonny and Nina's wedding. He stayed behind. He was with Jocelyn. Dex has not been to that island. How would he know the ins and outs? Now, yes, when he got there, he was able to, coordinate with the guards and the staff and everything else. But then they're like, and for the person to make that kind of escape, they have to know everything. Well, Dex didn't escape, which although it could have been Dex, right? He didn't have to go anywhere. He's right there under their nose. He didn't escape. He just said, hey, boss, guard down. I mean, which is what Brick was saying. You know what? He was the one that alerted you. He was the one that found the guard. He was the one, but Sonny's like, no, no. I do want you to look into everybody. He goes, including Dex. And Sonny says, including Dex. He goes, okay. And so as Brick is leaving, he turns to Sonny and he looks at him. So what are you going to do if it is Dex? And Sonny says, he's going to be begging to die. Ooh. I mean, and the look, he's back to mob boss wanting to pull everybody's fingernails off Corinthos, right? Ooh, kind of scared me when he said that. So Brick is like, all right. So now Dex goes to see Michael. Isn't it interesting? It has been so long since he's reported to Michael. I forgot all about that connection. Because he's sitting there saying there was an attempt on your father's life, and he's going through all of that, blah, 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 was on the island. And everybody, I was sitting there looking like, why is he telling Michael that? I forgot last year. I mean, actually, the whole time Dex has come on board, he was working for Michael. So we know that secret's about to come out because Michael transferred a ton of money into Dex's account, so that he could find out everything he needs, get all kind of intel, because Dex is going to be doing his own investigation to see who it could be. But Dex says, but you know what, Michael, if I do this, it could look like to your father that I'm covering my tracks. And Michael says, Sonny won't find out. Why is it everybody always says people won't find out, they find out tomorrow? Why is that? Right? As soon as he said that, I said, oh, Sonny gonna know in 2 days. Come on now. And what Brick is gonna find is that transfer. And I'll bet you he's gonna find the transfer was from Michael, but it's getting ready to come out. So you wanna know the story that they should tell that they're not gonna tell. Yeah, I hired Dex. When you lost Jason, I knew you needed a right-hand man. Now, you and I hadn't been close, Sonny Dad, but I still care about you. So I hired Dex to look after you. That's what I hired Dex for. Because I sure would spend that way, because that makes sense. I wouldn't sit there and admit to, look, I was mad at you. I hired him to infiltrate your organization and get me information to take you down. And then he got it. I just decided not to use it. That's not the story that I would tell. Anyway, I would just think fast on my feet, but they're not going to do that because this is soap opera writing. Let's go to Martin and Lucy and Scott, because Lucy slipped in the hay and Scott slipped on top of her. Now they in their late 60s, both of them. I don't know how this happened. Oh, shit. I can't stand Lucy Coe. Can't stand her. So, of course, Martin comes. And Martin comes, yeah, they're both dressed, but Lucy still got hay in her hair and disheveled and just zipped up her side, and Scott's looking a hot mess. And actually, Scott was just saying, it felt right between us. And I think Scott may have even had his hand on her face, or he was touching her when Martin came in. And so he was just like, and he told her about Tracy, and he told her how, Tracy came clean, but look, it was all stemming from her finding out that you two were trying to run a scam on her. Okay. And he says, but you know what? Obviously, from what I just walked in on, oh, she wasn't far from the mark at all. What she was saying was 100% right. And Lucy said, well, you broke up with me. You had broken up with me. He goes, 15 minutes ago. And this is what you do. Oh, that didn't mean nothing. Look, that meant nothing. And Scott is standing back there like, huh? I love you, Marty. I love you. And he goes, you want to know what the sad thing is, dear Lucy? I love you too. But I can't stand the sight of you. And I don't know if I ever want to see you again. And he turned and he walked out of there. And Scott is like, you deserve so much better than that. And he goes, just get out of here, Scott. You done enough. It's his fault. It's Scott's fault. You've done enough. So Scott goes stomping off. It's ridiculous. Scott goes stomping off. And Tracy, but what made Tracy tell the truth? It is so unlike Tracy. Tracy's trying to figure out what is going on with me. And she's looking at Gregory because Gregory was trying to make his appointment with the new doctor. And she realizes, I got to tell Martin the truth, that I was setting him up, putting stuff in his head. And I thought, well, I wouldn't have told him that. Just stop, right? Just don't put no more stuff in his head. The damage was already done. And it wasn't damage. You were really telling him the truth, right? Lucy Cole, and that's what she will do. So anyways, Tracy had a bout of conscience, and Martin said, you won. Lucy and I broke up. Why would you feel you had to come clean to me? And she's like, I don't know. But I felt bad about what I'd done. And she's still trying to think, I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. It's almost like somebody got some tarot cards using them against Tracy, right? Because this is not her. So anyway, he was mad at her. You've ruined my life and blah, blah, blah. So she's like, yeah, well, whatever. You can be mad at me. I don't care about that. So he goes stomping off, and Gregory comes back and he goes, you know what was going on? What? So she goes, Gregory, we're going to have to cancel. And he goes, why? He goes, did I leave you alone too long making my appointment? She says, no, you needed to make your appointment. She's saying, but no, I've lost my appetite. And he's still like, well, why? And she said, it's because of you. And he goes, what do you mean because of me? I'm not acting like myself. I'm not. I'm actually, you're making me nicer. And she was almost like, ooh, that is just not the Quartermaine way. And he looked at her, okay, and what's wrong with that? She goes, that is not me. That is not me. I don't feel guilt over a lot of things. And I don't want to just do the right thing, but for some reason you are getting to me. And so he said something and she said something, or you're gonna die or you're gonna die trying, or something she said in the moment, but it wasn't against his fatal disease. But the way, saying what she said to him, and I can't think of the exact phrase, she felt, oh my God, like, because he is dying, right? And he just started busting up laughing. And she was like, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. Oh my God, that came out wrong. I am so, and he's just laughing and laughing and just gut wrenching. And she goes, what is so funny? He said, for the first time, you are the first person who has talked to me like I'm a normal person. Everybody else is talking to me like I'm dying. And you just talk to me like I'm normal. And he says, that felt so good. Thank you, Tracy. And she was like, oh, well, okay. That was pretty cute. It's interesting. We all know it's going to be a misdiagnosis where Gregory's concerned, right? They're not going to kill him off of the show. Who is he going to be with? Him and Alexis have a definite deep connection, but him and Tracy have one too. And you want to know what's interesting, everybody? I can't tell you who I want him with the most. Do I want him with Alexis or do I want him with Tracy? Ah, that was my dog clearing her throat, if you didn't know. Or do I want him with Tracy? Well, we know Tracy's contract is never too long on General Hospital. She's always in and out. So for longevity, I could see it being Alexis. And I could see he and Tracy being very good friends, you know. But Tracy is lonely, so Tracy might start to develop feelings for Gregory. That's going to be interesting the way they're writing that. I don't know how they're going to go with it. Either woman to me is good with him, either one of them. But we shall see. So, all right, everybody. Oh, you know what, everybody? Comment corner. We have almost 60 comments. I can nowhere near get through it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to read just 5 at the top, because my dog is really making up way too much noise now. It's going to be crazy. Lisa says, it is not Laura's decision whether Charlotte gets held accountable or not. It should be decided by the police and the district attorney's office. Yep. Like it was with Esme. Of course, Laura begged for mercy for the crazy Esme and got Spencer killed. She is not very good at making these choices. And then Lisa said, Scott is full of it. He's been trying to get Lucy in the bed since Lisa told him that they would not be getting back together again. Clemmy says, yes, Daily Recap Lady, Laura did get re-elected. She almost did not win against Ned. Oh, okay. I am says Blair Kramer was originated in 1991 by Tia Croft, who is a Japanese and is of Japanese and Caucasian descent. I think I'm going to look up on YouTube just to get a picture of what Blair looked like, the original Blair. I am says Jaggard was Stone's brother. Jaggard was not around when Stone was dying of AIDS. He left and never came back to any of the memorials. Anna will take over the police department. Tracy is upset for Martin. Wait, Tracy is upset for Martin because of Spencer's death. Why? Well, Spencer, I guess that is a distant relative of Martin, a nephew, but Martin was never close. I mean, did Martin even look like he felt bad? Cyrus is the one mourning Spencer, not really Martin, which is interesting. Martin didn't come to comfort Laura. Huh. But anyway, everybody, look, that's all the comment corner that I'm going to read today. Please, 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 everybody go in. You guys are doing such a good job, which is why it's up to 57 comments, or 50, almost 60 now, probably 60. So please read the rest of the comments, chime in, chime in, chime in. I'll be back with another daily recap of General Hospital.